Tammy and the T-Rex. Yes, it is a film from 1994. Directed by Stuart Raphael. And stars Denise Richards and Paul Walker in one of their most hammiest of performances. I don't think you can see the lenticular cover here on this Vinegar Syndrome release. Here. Oh yeah. We're talking about Vinegar Syndrome week here, guys, here at Body Bags. We're very excited. One of my favorite distribution companies. Totally. Tammy and the T-Rex. Ensemble cast even stars Terry Kaiser. Oh yeah. Welcome to Body Bags. I'm your Thursday reviewer, Chris, from Chrisb Movies. You know my name is Chris, and you know I love B-movies. And I love Vinegar Syndrome releases. And this is Tammy and the T-Rex. This come out last year around Christmas time. And my wife bought it for me. Wasn't that sweet? Look at the beautiful cover art to this film. And this is the back. You can't see much of the lenticular cover here, but it's amazing. And let's look here. More great artwork, if I do say so myself. Sorry about the glare, guys. Here's the back. Has tons of extras, as with all Vinegar Syndrome releases. Has a blast from the past, an interview with Denise Richards. And also has an interview with Sean Whalen, amongst other commentaries, and all types of great stuff. Look at all them extras on the back. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get them nice and close, and if you want to pause it, you can check it out if you don't own this release already. But if you don't, I highly recommend you picking this one up. I'm sure you can't get the slipcover now, but if you can find it on eBay or something, I would totally recommend it. Beautiful slipcover. I'm going to show you the inside of it. Vinegar Syndrome releases are very stellar releases. We got the DVD and the Blu-ray. Oh yeah, and if you take them out, basically the same cover art, but still freaking awesome. Yeah, Tammy and the T-Rex. I really love this movie. You know, this is B-movie greatness, but I think it should be in the same category as like the Troll 2s, The Rooms, the Plan 9 from Outer Spaces in the world, because this is such an iconic film, including Paul Walker's fight scene. Michael and Billy had to have this fight scene that's, oh my god, absolutely hysterical. Double crotch shot, anyone? Anybody who's seen it knows all about it, but it's absolutely amazing and stellar. Oh yeah. Talk about overacting city. This movie has, well, everybody who's in it overacts. Other than Sean Whalen, it looks like he could be playing himself, just a bad boy version of himself, which is amazing. But Sean Whalen, you know him from other movies. He's been in tons and tons of other movies. He's been in movies with, Adam Sandler, a lot of other B-type movies he's been in. But he's a great actor, probably the best actor in this film. Denise Richards' performance is totally hammy. Paul Walker's performance is totally hammy. Alright, I'm going to try to make as much sense of this movie as I can. I love this film. I think it's as great as Troll 2. I dare say, but I'm saying anyway. And also stars Terry Kaiser. You know Terry Kaiser from Weekend at Bernie's. He was Bernie. Oh yeah, Terry Kaiser. And he plays Dr. Wackenstein. So Dr. Wackenstein, he wants to invent his own dinosaur. So he finds this like mechanical dinosaur, and he's really trying to bring life into this thing. So he needs a human brain in order to believe that he will truly bring this thing to fruition. It'll be not only a living dinosaur, but it'll be one that he can control, one that's intelligent enough to take commands and orders from him, and one that has almost like human qualities, as does the dinosaur in this film. So we cue into Denise Richards' role as Tammy and Michael. They have a nice little relationship going on. Seems like they just got together not too long ago. But then there's also Billy, and Tammy's ex-boyfriend, who's like part of this gang of like rebels, fighters, just bad guys. And so Billy doesn't take too kindly that Tammy broke up with him. So when he sees her and Michael together, he goes after Michael, and they get into this big fight. And Michael don't back down, and they get into this, which is probably, in all of cinema, most hilarious fight scene ever. There's a point when Billy, big gang guy, has Michael on the ground. He's dropping elbows on him, like WWE-style elbows on him. Absolutely friggin' hysterical. And Paul Walker has the most hammiest performance I've ever seen. He's gone on to done to do decent things. He turned out to be a decent actor, but it's like when someone does something, he stops and pauses and goes, "Whoa!" His performance is totally hammy. All the performances in this film are extremely hammy. So just know that going into this film. But this film was meant to be hammy and ludicrous. Stuart Raffles said he just wanted to make a silly movie, and that's it. So, and here is his product. The editing is, I believe, purposely bad. Like, the editing is really bad, but I think it's purposefully done. So I don't think it was by any mistake whatsoever. He just wanted to make a really goofy film and just have fun making a film. And that's exactly what he got here. So now, moving on, Michael and Billy, I mean, their rivalry takes on a whole new different level when Billy finds Michael with Tammy at her house. He kind of snuck up the stairs while her parents were downstairs. And, of course, she coaxed him into doing that. And so Billy finds out from one of his gang members that Michael's in there with Tammy, and he just goes into the house, like, knocks the door down with her parents there, and says, "Tammy, get over here now!" And runs up the stairs, and now Michael is jumped out of the house, and he's run away from the gang. So the gang finally run out of the house, and they chase him down. They finally get him. They bring him to the zoo area, where apparently the animals just run amok. There's no cages, I guess, during the after hours, and so they beat the hell out of Michael. They just leave him there, and all of a sudden, the lions and tigers just attack him. And it looks like they're just devouring him, but really, he ends up in the hospital in a coma. Like, unscathed. He has no injuries whatsoever, other than he's in a coma from viciously being attacked by lions and tigers. Now, if lions and tigers were to viciously attack you, I'm sorry, you'd be ripped to pieces. I hate to say that. But he's in a hospital, and he's in a coma, and Tammy's there with her friend Byron. Byron is like, I like the character of Byron, played by Theo Forsett. Not only is he like Tammy's confidant, but he's, what's a good word to describe it? He's got a lot of charisma, let's just say. He's overly charismatic. And some of his scenes are hysterical. Like, he goes up to Billy, of a gang member, and he like threatens him with chops and stuff. Totally laughable. I don't know how they kept a straight face while filming this movie, but he's very highly charismatic, let's just say. But you'll see if you ever see this film. A little too overly charismatic, I must say. So anyway, in the meantime, Dr. Wackenstein and Helga, his nurse, they're trying to find the perfect brain, and so then they're working with the doctor at the same hospital that Michael's in, where he's in a coma. And one of the doctors like, "Dr. Wackenstein, I know you can help him. He's a young kid. He has a brain injury right now. He's in a coma." And he's like, "Oh, perfect. How old is he?" So he gets all the statistics, and he seems to find out that Michael is the perfect person to brain implant his brain into this dinosaur. Young guy, good shape, healthy. So Dr. Wackenstein comes in with Tammy and all his and Tammy's friend Byron, and he's like, "Oh, I can take care of him, but I need to take him out of here to my laboratory." And so at first they're like fighting us, like, no, but they don't really have a choice because Helga just lays him out. And so they take Michael to the laboratory, and while they're taking Michael and putting him in their van, Michael wakes up out of the coma and says, "Oh my God, what happened?" So Helga just punches him out, knocks him out again, and once they get to the laboratory, they just cut his head. And you see the whole process of them cutting his head and then taking the brain out, which I know was cut in its theatrical release, except in Italy, because Italy showed the full release, and the full release you can see on here, with all the guts and gore in this film. So they finally transplant the brain into the T-Rex. And now Michael is dead, other than his brain, who's alive, inside of the T-Rex, you know what I'm saying? Now the T-Rex is a dinosaur who is amped to kill anybody who's ever crossed Michael, and whoever gets in the way of him and Tammy being together. So he just so the dinosaur comes to life, and while Dr. Watkinson and Helga are out, the two people working for them, totally annoying characters, just get destroyed by the dinosaur. One guy gets his head crushed to the point where it's as flat as a pancake. It's hysterical. And so he goes to the party where all the gang members are, where Billy and his gang are, and he just dinosaur just cleans house in gruesome fashion, just murdering everybody who's ever crossed Tammy and him, and ever tried to stand in the way of them being together. So he just murders and kills them all, except for Byron. So he finally meets up with Tammy. The T-Rex meets up with Tammy, and Tammy's obviously at first scared, but then he lets her know that, hey, this isn't a huge T-Rex. This is really Michael. I'm really Michael. He convinces her of this by hand gestures, by a little bit of charades, and then she finally figures out, oh my God, you're really Michael. It didn't really take her long to figure it out, because the dinosaur has, like I say, human qualities as well as the qualities of a dinosaur who will kill people who will get in the way of them. So now Tammy, Byron, and the T-Rex are all together, and Tammy has avowed her love for Michael in any form. And the doctor is tracking him down because the doctor wants his T-Rex back, but Tammy wants Michael, whose brain is inside the T-Rex. And so there's this big conflict going on. What she eventually wants to do is force the doctor to put Michael's brain inside of another human so she can, obviously an attractive human. They go to a morgue and are testing out different bodies, and they can't seem to find the right body. While the doctor wants his T-Rex back. So there's this big conflict going on. And so, if you've never seen this one, if you have, you know what happens. I'm not going to ruin much else for you, but you will find out exactly who gets Michael. In dinosaur form, in human form, or in another form. Hint, 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 hint. As is the end of the movie. Which is totally disturbing and creepy, but fun. Just fun. As in this movie being incredibly fun. It's cheesy as hell. It's a B movie. The acting is incredibly hammy and over the top and ridiculously stereotypical. Like the gang members are super mean. And like Michael is the big jock type who's like completely, totally space shot. But it doesn't get the respect of a Troll 2, a Tommy Was Our Room film, the Toxic Avenger, and it should, because it's in that vein of just hamminess. So good that it's so bad that it's good quality of film. It's a movie that I remember seeing back in the day, and then it disappeared forever, and I never thought I would ever see it again. So I'm glad that Vinegar Syndrome put this out last year around Christmas time, and I'm glad I was able to get a copy of this film with the slipcover and all, because it's a film I grew up watching from back in the day, and I always had a fond memory of. And like I say, I hope now that it has this release that it gets the type of respect that maybe a Troll 2 would get, a Plan 9 from Outer Space would get. A film that's so bad that it's great and has an awesome ending. I love the ending of this film. I think it's utterly fantastic. And it's got a lot of gore. It starts off rather innocently, but the gore is intense, man. Like when they cut Michael's head open. Wow. But yeah, a really fun film. And a stellar release from Vinegar Syndrome. Like, the print is absolutely flawless. It looks amazing. The music in this film is amazing and poppy and fun, and I highly recommend getting Tammy and the T-Rex. You might be able to get it without the slipcover, but if you can find the slipcover on an eBay, a lot of people sell it on eBay and stuff, I would highly recommend it, because it's a beautiful lenticular cover on this, and a lot of great extras, and just another stellar release from Vinegar Syndrome, because they put out some of the greatest releases in the world. I always look forward to new releases from them. It's one of my favorite distribution companies on the planet. So anyway, after my review, you can decide whether you want to see this one or not, but you know what? Suspend all your disbeliefs and have fun going into it, and you'll have a blast with this film, as I did. It's now in 30 minutes, never over, welcome to stay. Just fun film. And that's all I gotta say about Tammy and the T-Rex. I'm gonna rank it on the cheeseometer, 10 being the highest, being the best, 10 being the best in the world, 1 being the worst in the world. I give it a 9. I had so much fun watching this film. And I remember the film back in the day. It had a lot of people that you grow into love, like Terry Kaiser in the Weekend at Bernie's films, Denise Richards, who came about to be a decent actress. Not so much in this film. And Paul Walker, whose performance was horrible in this film, but better in other films. Still my favorite Paul Walker performance, though. I'm sorry. Tammy and the T-Rex, 9. I love this film so much. Go into it having fun, and you'll have fun in the end after seeing this film. And that's all I gotta say about that. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a great week here. Vinegar Syndrome Week, a company that means so much to me. And all the other reviewers did a bang-up job, and there's more to come. So don't miss out on more Vinegar Syndrome Week, baby. Just when you think you've had enough, not quite. And check me out next week. Boom, I got more fun stuff coming up next week. And don't forget to watch those late night horror movies. Read up on your latest Fright Mags. But don't forget to tune in to another episode of Body Bags. And I'll see you next week. And if you don't show up for Body Bags, I may send a human form of T-Rex after you. The ending will be totally gory.